Hey y'all, good morning. It is. For those of you that are on Instagram, so glad that you're here this morning. Happy Monday, happy Monday, happy Monday. Yeah, we're about to hit. All right, Judith, so glad that you're here this morning. All right, Johnson, glad you're here this morning. Carrie, glad you're here this morning. Good to see you. All right. My people, Natalie Gregg and Saska Lee, good to see you this morning. All right, we got some people in the Monday Mindset group. We got people hanging out on LinkedIn. Excellent. So glad that y'all are here this morning. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Do me a favor. Yes, the countdown to the Monday Mindset movement. Yeah. We're about to get it in. For those of you that were on, what's the word that I want to say? For those of you that have been on Instagram, we're doing it a little bit different today, but you should be seeing us. Do me a favor. If you're seeing us on Instagram, if you're seeing us on Facebook, yeah. Hey, y'all. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Where are we at? Let's see what we've got. Happy Monday. So glad that you're in the building. So glad that you're here this morning. Welcome to the Monday Mindset Movement. I'm your dude. I'm your friend. I'm your buddy. I'm your motivator. I'm your inspirer. I'm the guy that's here on Monday morning to get you rocking and rolling through your week. Robert Kennedy III, RK3. That's me. So glad that you're here this day with me. And guess what? Today I'm a proud dad. Yes. Yesterday was Mother's Day. For those of you that celebrate Mother's Day, I hope everybody that's a mother celebrates Mother's Day. So glad that you're here. Happy Mother's Day to you. For those of you that are biological mothers, or you just decided that you were going to take on the responsibility of mothering someone, whether you're an aunt, you're an uncle, you're a grandmother. Yeah, right. Thank you so much for all that you do. Happy Mother's Day. All right, did I say uncle? Can an uncle be a mother? I don't think so. All right. Yes. All right. That's another discussion. Anyway, listen, let's jump on in today. So glad that everybody is here for the Monday Mindset Movement. Let's do this. If you want to get notified when we go live, do me a favor, text us. Text, what's the number? I'm doing too many different things this morning. Text 240-55-STORY. Text go live to 240-55-STORY. All right. And you'll know when we're going live. If you want to join us also, I want to ask you to join us in the Monday Mindset Movement community so that you can get inspiration and motivation there. All right. So go to MondayMindsetMovement.com. That's MondayMindsetMovement.com and you can rock with us. All right. Well, listen, y'all, let's get started this morning with our show. How about this? Let's go. Come on. Yeah. So, what do you do when your goals, when life hits you hard? What do you do with your goals at that point? Do you shift? Do you adjust? Do you keep moving forward? If so, how do you develop the mental toughness to keep moving forward? How do you develop the mental toughness this morning? So this morning, that's really what we want to talk about. We want to talk a little bit about mental toughness. Yeah, and that's a fantastic topic because we live in this age where there are just so many different challenges that people experience. And what do you do when you experience a challenge? Go ahead and share that with me in the chat for me this morning. Good to see you this morning, Judith And Steve, good to see you this morning. Excellent. So glad that everybody's here this morning. What do you do when you hit a challenge? How do you handle that? How do you move forward from that? This weekend I had an experience that was brand new. My wife and I presented for the first time together, and we presented a parenting topic, and I'll share a little bit more about that at the end of the show. But it was number one, fantastic to present with my life partner, my wife, because it was a new thing. It was something that we'd never done together before. It was a challenge that we experienced, that we took on together. And who knows, maybe we'll do it a bit more. But that was something that was brand new that we'd done. Now, we hadn't done anything like this before, and I don't know that we planned on presenting or speaking together. It was something that we were invited to do, and we did it because it was a conference that my dad arranged, and he asked to speak for that. And I don't know if that was something that we planned to do, but it was something that we ended up doing because I'm in the speaking space and she's in the space where she wants to encourage and inspire other people as well. Now, I share that with you because I want to, number one, encourage people to think about what you want to do next. I want to encourage you to think about something that you're not doing now that you might want to do next. A lot of times we live life and we just roll along each day and we don't have a thought about what's the next thing. We're just kind of, rolling with the punches. We're rolling with it. We're just living. We're floating on the wave. And we don't really think about what's next. But it's important to think about what's next because when that next comes, how do you handle it? What do you do with it? And what if that next is not what you expected? How do you handle that? How do you deal with that? How do you prepare yourself for that next? So this morning, I want to jump into we're talking about mental toughness, and we're talking about how to handle what's next. And I want to share a story of a young lady, and her name is Arunima Sinha. I hope I'm saying that right. She is an Indian young lady, and she's a motivational speaker now. But that's not where she started. That's not how her life started. She was a volleyball. She played on the national volleyball team for India. Okay, she liked football. She was a champion with her volleyball team, and I can imagine, especially when people are involved in sports and you've experienced success on a certain level, your goal is to go further in that level. One of her goals, though, was to be a part of her dad was in the Indian Army. And so one of her goals was to be in the paramilitary force. And so she signed up for that. And she received a letter that said, okay, you've got to come to the headquarters to do your health assessment for this paramilitary force, this security force that she was accepted in at the time. So she hopped on the train and headed off to go do this health exam. While she was on the train, there were some men that decided that they wanted to rob her. So they grabbed her bag, and she, of course, decided that she wasn't just going to give it up. She decided that she was going to fight back. So as she is fighting back, these men decided that they really wanted her purse and the valuables that she had. And so they pushed her off of the train. This train was moving. So she falls off of the train and she's on the ground and a little bit disoriented at the time. And as she's on the ground, her foot is on the track of a train on the train track for the train going the other direction. And that other train is coming. And because she's not oriented enough and she's not able to get off the track in time, that other train runs over the lower part of her leg. And so she loses that leg. So this lady, this young girl who had goals or aspirations of being a volleyball player and also being in the paramilitary force, is now not able to do that because she has this accident. Now she is an amputee. So when something like that happens in your space, you've got some choices. You got some choices. You got some things that you can do. You can decide that you are going to roll with it, just accept it. You can decide that your life has shifted and the good isn't meant for you, or the great isn't meant for you. You can decide that you are just going to shrink, or you can decide that you're going to take it by the horns and do something with it. Arunima decided that she was not going to just sit there in depression. She was not going to sit there in pain. She was going to still do something amazing with her life. Now, I'm not going to go through every bit of her experience, but she decided she had this goal that she wanted to climb a mountain. An amputee, all right, doesn't have all the limbs, and she decided that she wanted to climb a mountain, and not just a mountain. She decided that she wanted to climb a mountain on every continent, or climb the highest peaks on every continent. And so she decided that the first part of that was climbing Mount Everest. And so I forget what year it was. I think in 2011, she became not just the first Indian woman. Actually, no, she contacted somebody in 2011. She contacted a lady who was the first Indian woman to climb Mount Everest in 2011 and asked her to help her train. Right? Then she climbed a small mountain in 2012. And so by 2013, she became not just the first woman, but the first Indian woman amputee to climb Mount Everest. And since then, she's climbed several other mountain peaks, on other continents. I think she's gotten to the point where she's done 6 mountains or 6 continents. And I've got to go back and look at the story. But what's fantastic here is that she had these thoughts, she had these goals in life, and then life just shifted for her through something beyond her control, through the meanness or through the criminal behavior of others. Life shifted for her. And so when life shifts for you, what do you do with that? What do you do that? Many of you are in a job, or you may be in a business, or you may be in this space where you think you're going towards a certain destination. You think you're going towards a certain place, and then all of a sudden life shifts. What do you do? And I want to go a little bit further, because the question is not just about whether or not you will give up. It's about how long you stay down and whether or not you decide to play it safe based on the trauma that you've experienced. Because I know quite a few people, you've experienced a challenge, you've experienced some hurt, and not that you decide to stay in the same place, but you decide that you're going to play it safe. I remember I was working with this company, and the company was a government contractor, and there was a manager at this company who was leaving. And they offered the manager's job to someone who had been at the company for a lot longer than I was there. But they didn't want that because they had been previously burned by the owner of the company. They didn't want to have to deal with the drama of the owner of the company. They didn't want to deal with leading people. They didn't want to deal with all of the morale and all the atmosphere and all the stuff that had been created by the owner of that company. And because of that, they chose to turn down a position increase in that organization. Now, I don't know this person's motivations, all of the motivations for doing that. But sometimes here's what happens in life. Because we've been burned, because we've experienced an obstacle, because somebody's criticized, we decide that we are going to play it safe. And ironically, sometimes because we're playing it safe, we end up staying in toxic situations that do more harm than good. Because we're playing it safe, we end up staying in a place that doesn't serve us, that doesn't feed us, that doesn't allow us to be or to create the impact that we were meant to create. Because we're busy playing it safe, we lose out on opportunities or options that would be available to us. Because we're playing it safe, we also miss out on the ability or the opportunity to inspire others who have been looking to us. So my question for you this morning is, I want you to look at your life and ask yourself, where in my life or where in your life are you playing it safe? I know some people who are fond of saying, I have no regrets in life. There are some people, I ask them, people ask them, what would you do different in life? Oh, nothing. I have no regrets in life. But I think if all of us look back, we will find a moment where we can say, I was playing it safe. I didn't need to play it safe right there. In fact, if I hadn't played it safe, here's what I could have done. Here's what I would have done differently. So I want to challenge you this morning. I want to ask you the question. I want you to ask yourself the question, am I playing it safe? Am I playing it safe this morning? So as we do every week, I want to leave you with some actions, right? How to develop that mental toughness. Because when life changes, when life shifts unexpectedly, mental toughness is what brings you through. So, number one, how to prepare or how to develop mental toughness. Number one, pursue challenges daily. Pursue challenges daily. This is why physical exercise is a good thing, right? This is why we recommend physical exercise, because when you exercise, you're pursuing something that's not easy daily. So physical exercises, that's a challenge. You might have a relationship challenge that you need to deal with. Pursue a challenge daily. That conversation that you've been nervous about, that conversation that you've been delaying, pursue a challenge daily. Let me back up to my wife and I here. We did this workshop this weekend on parenting, and we talked about things we'd learned during the parenting journey and how we treated our children and how we did certain things at different spaces and different times during this parenting journey. And there was a book that I refer to a little bit. It was called Mindset by Carol Dweck. If you want to check it out, that you should see that link for the book in the caption or the description area. And there was a statement, or there was a quote, there was this section in the book, and I'll read it to you, that really got my attention. And she said, parents think they can hand children permanent confidence like a gift by praising their brains and talent. It doesn't work. And in fact, it has the opposite effect. It makes children doubt themselves as soon as anything is hard or anything goes wrong. If parents want to give their children a gift, the best thing they can do is teach their children to love challenges, be intrigued by mistakes, enjoy effort, and keep on learning. That way, children don't have to be slaves of praise. They will have a lifelong way to build and repair their own confidence. I hope you got that. I hope you got that, right? So as parents, and we're shifting to parents for just a second here. As parents, teach your children to love challenges. Teach them to seek challenges daily. And one of the best ways that we do that is by ourselves seeking challenges daily. Seeking something difficult. Seeking something that is out of our comfort zone daily. so that your children learn to love challenges. They learn to be intrigued by mistakes, enjoy effort, and keep on learning. That way they don't have to be slaves of praise. Right? So your action number one, how do you develop mental toughness? Number one, pursue challenges daily. That's number one. Number two, practice self-discipline. Practice self-discipline. What is something that you can do daily? Right? It may not be something that's super hard, but is there something that you can be disciplined about? It may be something as simple as brushing your teeth. Okay, brushing your teeth is a habit. It's something that you're disciplined about. Okay, cool. Is there something else that you can be disciplined about? Maybe you're a musician. It's about practicing fundamentals or practicing your scales daily. What is it that you can be disciplined about? What is something that you can do daily? What is something that you can discipline yourself to do daily? That's how you develop mental toughness. And then the third thing that you can do to develop mental toughness is visualize. Visualize. Spend a few moments daily seeing yourself mentally accomplish a specific goal. Imagine yourself feeling confident, feeling focused, feeling in control, and visualize the steps that you will need to take in order to achieve the success that you desire. You've got to see yourself doing it. You've got to see yourself achieving it. You got to see it happening before it happens. Right? Because it's hard to act appropriately. It's hard to act efficiently and effectively when it's the first time. How many times have you done something perfectly the first time? How many times have you done something effectively the first time? Almost every time you do something, when you think back about that thing, you say, oh, here's what I would do differently the next time. So you've got to visualize yourself, and visualizing is a form of doing it before you actually do it. So visualize yourself feeling confident, being focused, and in control. So I'll repeat those three things to develop your mental toughness. Number one, pursue challenges daily. Number two, practice self-discipline. Number three, visualize. I want to point out the quote that I share here this morning, again by Carol Dweck, which is, becoming is better than being. Becoming is better than being. What do we mean by that? Being is what I am right now. Being is what I am in the moment. And if what I am in the moment isn't my best, then I've got to work on becoming. Who do I want to be? Who do I want to become? And what steps do I need to take to get there? What can I do to focus forward? What can I do to become the best version or a better version of me? That's all we've got today. I hope that was helpful for somebody. Do me a favor. Yeah, Judah said, ouch, that hit home. Yeah, do me a favor. If that was fantastic for you, or if you enjoyed this today, if you found value in what we shared today on this session, then do me a favor. Do your man a favor. Join us on the Monday Mindset Movement community. Just go to mondaymindsetmovement.com and share your thoughts about today's session. Today's session, and all the sessions are live in the community, and I would love to hear your reflections, your thoughts, and how it's hitting you and how you are putting some of this stuff into action. I want to hear your results about what we've shared this morning and every Monday morning. All right? That's what we've got. That's what we've got. That's what we've got. Listen, y'all, today's Monday, and we want to shift your mindset to a place of growth. But it doesn't just start and stop on Monday. We want to encourage you to take your Monday mindset into tomorrow and the next day, and the next day, and the next day. Make a choice. Move. Start a movement. Become a movement. Join me next week at 8 a.m. on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn for the next Monday Mindset Movement, y'all. Hey, guess what? Don't forget, becoming is better than being. We'll see you next time.